So One Night in Koreatown. That is the title for this episode of Quantum Leap, episode 5 of season 2. And I can't begin without saying that this is probably one of the strongest episodes I have seen. So let's talk about it. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my review series for the latest Quantum Leap series. So in this episode here, Ben finds himself in the body of an 18-year-old, a Korean 18-year-old, working in his father's shoe store in Koreatown at the very start of the LA riots in 1992. He is there with his father, he is there with his brother. His brother seems to have a little bit of dodgy goings on potentially when this young black lad comes into the store and he hands over to him a box full of cash and this sort of thing going on. The father doesn't trust the young black lad. There's a woman involved as well who's a nurse who wants a pair of trainers. The riots kick off and the group of them are essentially trapped together within the confines of the shop, and they have to survive the LA riots, knowing that as things played out, the father would get killed during these events, and Ben has to stop this from happening. Subsequently, this does get stopped from happening, but then things change and it is the elder of the sons that gets shot and they have to try and save his life. Luckily, you've got the nurse there to assist with this. It's a very charged episode indeed, in that it delves a lot into race relations. The fact that you've got 3 different races of individuals put together, Koreans, a black lad and a woman from some sort of Hispanic kind of a background, so you have to look at things from 3 different angles. And not only that, you've got the story of magic, and this is where this episode excels, in that it's taken Ernie Hudson and it has put him as the hologram with Ben, so it changes up the dynamic. Now, Ernie Hudson is a very good actor, he certainly is, and he brings a lot of gravitas to the role of magic. Unfortunately, as the series goes, he is very much underutilized, but in this episode, you know, just him playing off against Ben, Magic playing off against Ben, you've got great chemistry and you've got a great story for Magic going on. Magic has got a romantic involvement with Beth Calavicci, that being Al Calavicci's former wife before he passed away. And we get this story about their romantic involvement, and it's played to the backdrop of finding out that actually Magic was alcoholic, or is alcoholic. The events of losing Ben in the Quantum Leap program being shut down 3 years prior caused Magic to go into an alcoholic slump where he found solace at the bottom of a bottle. And yeah, so you've got a wonderful, wonderful story here, not only in the Koreatown segment set during the LA riots, but you've got it with Magic as well. And not only that, the character of Magic is written in that he's had events during the 1967 riots as well, so he has a kind of connection to what is going on anyway, because he's experienced it on the other side, and it just plays for a very, very strong episode. Addison is kind of pushed into the background. She's in this very little, there's not much for her to do, and to be honest, I wouldn't have a problem if Magic was the continued hologram, because like I said, Ernie Hudson, great actor, gravitas. Yeah, so this episode here delves into a lot of themes of race relations and all this sort of a thing, and it does it with great grandeur. It's in its writing, it really does delve into it. It's it's a great insight and makes you think about the goings on and the wrongs and all this sort of thing, and the ills, so to speak. And yeah, it does a lot. Now, I'd say where this episode kind of falters is on its budget, in that you've got some scenes of the riots going on, but nothing major, nothing substantial. A little bit of street with a car on fire and bits and pieces like that. It hasn't got the budget to show you the expanse of what went on or anything like that. A lot of it is done through audio, so you hear it going on but you don't see it going on. I think the episode could have I don't know. I'm wondering whether if they used some stock footage or anything like that. I don't know if there's a legality against using that sort of a thing, but I'm pretty sure there wouldn't have been. But they could have used a bit of stock footage to just intermix it to give you a sort of a bit more feeling of how bad things actually were. That this era of, you know, American history, this dark era of American history occurred, and yeah. But otherwise, I honestly think that this is one of the strongest episodes of the latest run of Quantum Leap that I have seen, and I think partly down to, yeah, the story they've chosen, the setting, and the stuff with magic. Now, I do go on a lot about how this series puts Ben into these extraordinary incidents and things like this that everyday people don't find themselves in, and to a degree you could look at this as being that. But because it is a fundamental part of American history that did happen, there's no denying that it happened, and it, you know, these riots went on for 6 days. It feels it's a small scale story set within the grandiose events of these riots, and it doesn't falter in what it does, you know. So more episodes like this would be welcome, most certainly. It's a very, very strong, good episode. So let me know your thoughts down below, what you thought about this episode of Quantum Leap. Was you happy that Addison's been sidelined? Do you believe that, like me, Magic, you know, just delivers far more when he's got more on screen and more to do? Ernie Hudson as an actor. Would you like to see him as in the continued role of the hologram? Let me know, thoughts down below.